Hello everybody, video here for you today. This is the retro no cap recap of the Curse of Oak Island season 6 2-hour premiere, originally aired in November 2018. If you missed my recaps of previous and future episodes, there's a link to my Oak Island playlist in the upper right. Let's get into it. Previously on the Curse of Oak Island, people have been looking for an incredible treasure for 229 years. Due to the number of visitors on the island in the summer months, the team has built an even more private war room elsewhere on the island. The first war room of the season begins with Rick saying it's still the big three: Money Pit, Swamp, Smith's Cove. The focus of Smith's Cove will be to create a dam to keep the bay out and drain it to do further exploration there after the lead cross was found in that location less than a year prior. They also want to locate and completely expose the U-shaped structure that Dan Blankenship found in 1970 when he created a cofferdam in order to try to find the flood tunnels and turn them off. It was made from notch wood, fitted together, and the wood had Roman numerals carved into it. As far as the Money Pit, the team will continue Season 5's objective to find the original Money Pit and the Chapel Vault. They thought they had discovered the latter, but while the steel shaft, or caisson, was grinding into the earth, it encountered something and pushed it out of the way. It could have been the vault. Once it was out of the way, the caisson was still in a void, and the spoils that were inside the caisson spilled out with nothing stopping it. They will be searching for those too. The team thinks they have finally found part of the plug, as they call it, 5 years later in season 11. Marty thinks that H8 is the Money Pit. In the spoils, they have found bookbinding, parchment, and 2 human bones dated to the 1600s, 1 European and the other Middle Eastern. The team also plans to do seismic testing, in which a small dynamite explosion creates shock waves which give a highly accurate map of underground voids and obstacles as much as 6 miles below the surface. In this view of the Money Pit, the garden shaft waits quietly for proper attention in later seasons. After all the finds, Gary is responsible for metal detecting, including the rhodolite garnet on Lot 8 the previous season that was dated 15 to 1600s. The Laginas want him to metal detect the entire island. They will clear the brush on 10 lots that will allow that to happen. As the seismic team conducts a test over the Halifax Tunnel, which is a known location, Gary, Marty, Laird, and Charles return to Smith's Cove for metal detection. Since the harsh northeastern winter storms stir up so much stuff and cause beach erosion, Gary metal detects the beaches early every year. He starts right where he and Rick found the lead cross the previous year. He finds a late 1800s iron spike, likely used by a searcher group. Gary says it's significant in that it's a quick find in a spot he went over well last year, so it's an example of there being more storm relocated items to find. Next, he finds this piece of cut lead, which he says was used below the waterline on Spanish galleons for waterproofing. The team contracted out the work of clearing the lots, and Lot 2 is ready for metal detecting. Gary, Rick, and Laird get to it. Gary says that they are the first to search here, maybe ever, as it had likely been overgrown for centuries. Gary finds this 2-pence coin from 1797, 2 years after the Money Pit was discovered, so it could have been dropped by a searcher. Due to the unusual size and the wider outer rim, they earned the nickname Cartwheels. The seismic team sets off 150 charges in their test area. The rep from Eagle Canada says he thinks it's the most charges set off in that tight of an area ever. Via video conferencing, geophysicist Jeremy Church says he has circled this possible shaft 80 to 120 feet down. Jack says that is the Halifax Tunnel. Successful test. Eagle Canada will do 1,300 charges in the Money Pit area. I would think those charges are close enough to the garden shaft to pick up the tunnel, but I'm no expert. Gary returns to lot 2 with Jack this time to continue metal detecting. Jack suggests checking near a moss-covered boulder, and Gary does get a hit under the moss. It's an iron embedded inside a large stone that also has several holes drilled into it. Gary thinks it's a ring bolt, which would be for moving heavy items. Shortly after discovering the Money Pit in 1795, Daniel McGinnis found a ring bolt hammered into a boulder in Smith's Cove. They call Rick and Charles to come take a look, and Gary points out that the big boulder is not unique, it is in a line of them. They stop all efforts because they think Laird would call it cultural. They will wait until he signs off on further searching. Craig, Dave, and Peter have traveled 300 miles to Frederick to have the lead cross tested at the University of New Brunswick. The cross has been laser ablated, which means a sample the width of a human hair was cut off of it, turned into a gas, and then fed into a mass spectrometer. You may have seen those fictitiously used in the procedural TV shows CSI, NCIS, or Bones. This real one detects trace amounts of silver, which means it's 1800s or earlier, and that it does not match any North American mines. On lot 2, Gary, Rick, and Laird return. Laird takes a picture of it as is, then gives the go-ahead for their moss removal, more drill holes. Gary points out that they are all the same diameter. Rick clears away another patch of moss and sees this carved triangle. The team is having Smith's Cove metal detected with a more powerful unit that can detect down to 20 feet below the ground, as well as provide exact GPS coordinates. They are hoping to get a map of sorts with different targets to dig once they have blocked the bay and dried out the area. Speaking of, Rick, Craig, and Dave travel to New Brunswick to visit the offices of Irving Equipment and are shown the 3D model of the plan for Smith's Cove. They will build a road from the Money Pit, then a platform for the 2 cranes that will drive the sheets of the dam into the bay floor. The detector's readout goes off the chart as it detects a huge metal anomaly in this spot. Unfortunately, the readout does not give depth information. They will have to wait until later for that. Rick and Gary continue detecting the recently cleared areas, and this time they go to lot 21 near the McInnes Foundation. Gary first finds this hinge, and then this brooch that he calls another Bobby Dazzler. They don't speculate on any of the details. No cap recaps of season 11 will debut Tuesday late nights, and I'll also continue these retro no cap recaps of seasons 6 through 8, seasons 1 through 5, and 9 and 10, and the aired episodes of season 11 are already done. Upcoming live streams answering your financial questions with Coach Steve Money, Saturdays and Sundays, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Also upcoming 2 episodes of the Ramsey Show After Show. That would be February 28th and March 20th, both Wednesdays, 6 p.m. right after the Ramsey Show video on YouTube ends. I'll also be continuing to play Tomb Raider Anniversary from 2007 and Tomb Raider Underworld from 2008, mostly late nights, but whenever I have free time. Once again, I'm Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. If you've got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/coachstevemoney. That is a video conferencing appointment, so you can do that from anywhere in the world, even Oak Island. You can email me about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel at coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Channel donations can go to paypal.me/coachstevemoney. Alternatively, if you don't want to sign up for PayPal, you can do CashApp, $CoachSteveMoney, or Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can add me on the gram at coachstevemoney. And of course, the YouTube channel is youtube.com/coachstevemoney. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment.